Deep in the heart of the Serengeti, where the endless savanna stretched under a vast sky, the animals lived in harmony. Except for one night every 100 years, the night of the roaring moon. On this night, the moon would glow brighter than ever, casting an eerie light over the plains, and from the shadows, a mysterious, thunderous roar would echo across the land. The animals believed it was the voice of an ancient, forgotten king of the wild, the roaring lion. Legends passed down for generations told of a lion so mighty that his roar could shake the stars. The story warned that on the night of the roaring moon, any animal caught outside would disappear forever, swallowed by the power of the ancient king. So, when this fateful night approached, every animal in the Serengeti, from the smallest meerkat to the tallest giraffe, trembled in fear and hid. But not Kopa. Kopa was a young, adventurous lion, curious about the world beyond the usual hunting grounds. His golden mane had only begun to grow, and his spirit was full of questions. Unlike the older lions, who stayed away from the unknown, Kopa believed that the legend of the roaring lion was not one of terror, but of a secret waiting to be discovered. On the evening before the night of the roaring moon, Kopa sat beneath the great baobab tree with his closest friend, Shunny, a clever meerkat who always had a trick up her sleeve. "Do you really believe the roaring lion will appear?" Shunny asked, her tiny eyes wide with wonder. "I don't know," Kopa admitted, staring at the rising moon, "but I'm going to find out. There must be more to the legend than just fear." Shunny tilted her head. "You're really going out there?" "Yes," Kopa said with determination. "I'll go to the moon rock, where the roar is loudest. I want to see what's behind the legend. If I don't go, we'll never know the truth." Shunny's whiskers twitched nervously, but she nodded. "If you're going, I'm coming with you." As the night deepened and the moon climbed higher into the sky, the animals of the Serengeti hid in their dens. The world grew quiet, except for the whisper of the wind. Kopa and Shunny, however, snuck out, making their way toward Moon Rock, a towering formation that loomed over the plains like a giant, casting long shadows in the silver light. The moon grew impossibly bright, turning the night into an almost dreamlike day. Suddenly, a low, deep roar rumbled through the air, shaking the ground beneath their paws. Shunny froze, her heart pounding, but Kopa pressed forward, his eyes fixed on the glowing peak of Moon Rock. "There it is," Shunny whispered, clinging to Kopa's side. The roar grew louder, more powerful, like a storm sweeping across the plains. Kopa's heart raced, but not with fear, with excitement. He could feel something pulling him toward the top of Moon Rock. "Come on," he said. "We're close." They climbed the steep rocks, their paws gripping the stone as the roar echoed all around them. As they reached the summit, they saw something extraordinary. At the top of Moon Rock stood a massive stone statue of a lion, its mane wild and fierce, its mouth open in a silent roar. The moon's light reflected off the statue, making it glow as if it were alive. But what caught Kopa's attention was a strange wind that passed through the hollow of the statue's mouth, creating the powerful roar that had frightened the animals for generations. "It's not a real lion," Shunny gasped. "It's just the wind and the statue." Kopa stared in awe. The roaring moon legend wasn't about a living lion, but a majestic guardian of the Serengeti, whose roar had become a misunderstood symbol of fear. The ancient statue had been built long ago to honor the might of the first Lion King, and the wind, rushing through its mouth, created the legendary roar. Kopa's heart swelled with pride and understanding. "The roar isn't meant to scare us," he said softly. "It's a reminder of the power and strength of our ancestors." As the two friends stood in the moonlight, they knew they had uncovered the truth behind the legend. The roaring lion wasn't a monster to fear, but a symbol of courage, a call for the animals of the Serengeti to remember their roots and their unity. When the sun began to rise, Kopa and Shunny returned to the plains, where the other animals were just emerging from their hiding places. The air was filled with cautious whispers, but Kopa stepped forward proudly and told the animals what he had discovered. "There is nothing to fear," Kopa said. "The roar is not a curse. It's a gift from the past, a reminder of our strength and the unity of the wild." The animals were amazed and relieved. From that day on, the night of the roaring moon became a time of celebration, not fear. The animals would gather under the moonlight, remembering the brave young lion who faced the legend and brought them the truth. And every 100 years, when the roaring moon returned, they would stand together, proud and unafraid, knowing that the roar was a symbol of their shared history and their unbreakable bond. I hope you enjoyed the story.